My name's Hanley. I'm the host of On the Line With, a podcast based out of Ottawa. We speak about the arts, mental health, drug addiction, social causes and issues, and we're not here commending them or glorifying them. We're here speaking about it, getting down to the facts, getting down to the causes and effects, where it leads people, how it hurts people, how it hurts you. We're here to talk about how people deal with their mental health, self-care, self-love. The show's about helping and inspiring. Nothing more than that. My goal is to help and inspire. And when I say that, I mean help and inspire by helping someone maybe go and get the help they need for their addiction, or inspire someone to pick up a microphone or pen or brush and create an art. That's what we're here for. So again, my name's Hanley, and you'll be on the line with me. Welcome to episode 6 of On the Line With. I'm your host, Hanley, and today I'm on the line with Young Stitch. I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself, so go ahead, my dude. Let everybody know where you're from, what you're saying, what's new.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Young Stitch, Stealth Bomb Records recording artist, lunchroom poet, BET Freestyle Friday world champion in the building. What's going on, y'all?
Chilling, bro. It's good to see you with all the success.
Hey, I appreciate it.
It's good to see you still making the moves that you were determined, so it paid off. I mean, number one country in the album, number one album in the country.
Yeah, I need some of that loud you got, bro. What are you smoking?
Yeah, bro, I'm faded. There's no lie on that.
There you go. I'll take what he's having.
But, yeah, tell me about that. That just came about with you and Junk from Stealth Bomb. You just decided on making a collab album together? And
yeah, so basically how that came to fruition is me and Junk, we've been homies for a few years now. Once upon a time, me and my boy Payday were actually supposed to go to Vancouver and fly out and battle Junk and his boy Hungry. It never happened, but that's where I first heard of Junk, was through the King of the Dot circuit, you know what I'm saying? But he's another artist like myself who, you know, kind of veered away from the battle scene and just started really going hard in the music. So I always joke around and call him the Vancouver me. He calls me the Toronto him, you know what I mean? Because we kind of did the same format, which is like we battled for a bit. We did well, but, you know, not as good as we should have done considering our talents on like tracks, right? So we kind of focused more on the music. And so years later, he linked up with me and I saw him kind of liking a couple things and I was liking a couple things of his. And then we're like, yo, we're both like fire on the track. We gotta link up and do something. So we made a song called No Ragu. This was about, I want to say, you know, halfway through 2019, and it did really well. The song did really good. We did some decent numbers on it, and it kind of unified like the West Coast East Coast connection, like because he's got a good following over there, I've got a good following here. So he was getting a lot of Toronto love, I was getting a lot of Vancouver love, and we kind of just were like, we developed this relationship where like, bro, like we actually made a sick ass song. So we're like, bro, we got to do some more work. So we eventually made another song. Sorry, when he came down, I also did the show with him. I was a special guest on his show. We filmed a music video for No Ragu, and did really well. And then people wanted to hear a lot more from me and Junk. So what we did is we decided, yo, we gotta put out some more music together. And then, you know, long story short, fast forward a bit, he told me about how Snack the Ripper was revamping the Stealth Bomb machine and was looking for, you know, super talented artists to rep the gang. And so I ended up being the only coast guy on the label.
And that's gonna lead us to check out Three Kings featuring Young Stitch, Junk, and Snack the Ripper out of Vancouver. So we're gonna check that out and we'll be right back.
Look, y'all just see old pussy like Luke Perry. When we pull up, the big wheel spinning like Drew Carey. So who's scary? My dudes bury them all and put that nickel to your pillow. They call me the Tooth Fairy. What's the roads like? Shit, I've been frozen my whole life. There's emptiness inside me, it's like I sold you my soul twice. Better get your goals right. Steven with the hawk, I push a button on them talking. It's like you watching a strobe light. This ain't a game, hope you handle it right. For them reporters, read your name on a news channel tonight. Don't panic when I cover your throat up with both hands. There's no damage when you challenging Bruce Banner to fight. You standing with a capo, so pass me the flame and I'll bring it back to the team just like it's capture the flag. No, I'm rolling, I'll be half in a bag with the pills stacked up. It's like a horror movie, I walk and I still catch up. But I ain't into all that drama shit. You frontin', ain't nobody tryna see it like Madonna sticks. Let them down, welcome to the conference. I'm watching you drown with them bubbles over your head. It's like when you talk in the comic strip. Eastside animal, handle you with a loose grip. Cause half of y'all too caught up in front of cameras to do shit. Sleeping on them, a bunch of Z's like my last names. When you see a body fly through the air like it's Max Payne.
But we figured we were label mates. We're like, you know what? Let's start making a couple more songs. Fast forward a little bit. All of a sudden, it became 3 songs. All of a sudden, it became 5 songs. We're like, you know what? Let's make a project. And, it turned into an EP, which turned into a 7-song album, which turned into a full-on 10-song album. And that's kind of how that all happened. We've only actually met each other twice in real life.
Well, you could see the chemistry still there. So, I mean, like, it just goes to show you if you guys could, like, appreciate one another's work, you don't really have to, like, meet up every time you do a track.
That's it. And like the craziest part about it is like, we did our whole album. Like we had the album finished before we had even linked up in Vancouver. Like when I went to Vancouver, it was mainly for filming videos and for doing next work, like getting next stuff done. But we actually had the project all finished, and we created a #1 album just sending each other voice notes. Like, cause all we did, it'd be like, yo, do you like this beat? I fuck with that beat. Let's use that. All right, I'm going to write to it. I'm going to start it off. You follow suit, and vice versa on the next beat. Like if you start it off, I'll follow your topic on it or whatever. And we kind of just vibed off each other and sent each other voice notes the whole time. And we ended up coming out with the #1 album off of that.
And how long did it stay up on the top spot for? Or it was a few days. It was like almost a week.
3 days. Some people, they'd be like, oh, 3 days. But you know what? I've watched people go #1 for like an hour. So like, you know what? The fact that we're up there for 3 days, #1 top of the charts, I mean, I feel super blessed. We can tour it as a #1 selling album. So we're blessed about that, So
exactly. There you go.
All the people that checked it out for sure.
Definitely dope. I checked out a few of the joints. So I wasn't able to check it all out, but I'm going to have you send me a couple, whichever ones you want.
Yeah, I'll send you a few.
But tell me about that Freestyle Friday thing. How'd that come about? You just decided to jump in it?
Yeah, so basically I've been doing this thing called Stitch Bars for many years now. It's been about 5-6 years almost of Stitch Bar segments, which basically anytime I have like throwaway verses, like, I'll be writing music all the time. And anytime I have like throwaway verses, I don't want to waste them. So what I do is I just film myself rapping in my room or whatever. That's how it started. Me just rapping over a beat in my room with a throwaway verse. And I started calling it Stitch Bars. So I kind of started gaining a name in like the kind of like cypher rap type of circuit. You know what I'm saying? So my guy Bishop Brigante, shout outs to Bishop, I guess he got the opportunity to host the World Championships for Toronto. And he personally hit me up. He's like, Stitch, he's like, yo, I know we don't talk much, whatever. He's like, but yo, he's like, this shit is geared towards you. He's like, I think you got this in the bag. And it was like super last minute, and I almost missed the deadline for my audition. But what I had to do is I had to like, rap a quick 16 and upload it to YouTube. I got picked to go to I actually made that cut and got picked to go to the YouTube studios to film, to do the BET segment in Toronto, because they did Toronto, LA, London, UK, and New York. So they picked like 30, 40 of the best rappers that make it into the next round in New York, 30, 40 in LA, 30, 40 UK, 30, 40 in Toronto, right? So I made it to that, and then I ended up winning that whole one. So BET flew me out to LA, and that's where I faced off against the winner of LA, the winner of London, UK, and the winner of New York. And we in like a round robin kind of freestyle tournament. And then I won the whole thing there. So that's how that
because I watched it. I caught it on your Facebook page. So if anybody's looking for that, it's on his Facebook page.
Yeah.
You definitely took that one in the bag. That was an easy winning.
Yeah.
I hate to be an asshole, and I hate to say that to anybody that listens and they're here. I'm sorry. Y'all let them walk away with everything you had.
Yeah, you know what? They know.
I'm pretty sure I heard someone say that you weren't white. They're like, this man's not white.
The video did end with like that. It was two brothers talking, and they were like, yo, he ain't white. He's something else. He ain't white. He's something else. I was like, yo, I'm Italian, but, I'm definitely white.
Yeah, you just let your hair wave just as that victory lap. Shit. So after that, did you end up working with any of those artists from like the competition or?
That's a good question. You know what? We were supposed to. We all got really busy with stuff, but we had planned on all making a track together. But it's hard to orchestrate things like that. Like, frick, I have a hard enough time orchestrating songs with my dudes that live down the street. So imagine trying to orchestrate the tune that's got, dude from New York, dude from LA, dude from London, UK. Everyone's busy. They're all living off the hype of it. Because at the end of the day, whether they won there or not, like I obviously took the championships home, but I mean, they are still the respected champions of their cities. You know what I mean? They're all champions in their own state, But your boy just came home with the big dub. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're the only Canadian there, eh?
I was, yeah.
So it makes it even sweeter.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, I held it down for Toronto and basically the whole country, you know what I mean? And they stopped doing it. I'm officially the last Freestyle Friday champion until they do it again and give me a chance to defend my belt, which, I'm sorry, I find it hard to believe that anybody's gonna take it from me. You know what I mean? I'm too devoted, too hungry for that shit. So I mean, unless they just automatically give it to someone else without asking me to come defend myself, it's looking like that crown is gonna stay here for a minute. I still got it.
You can't. It's got a little weight to it, or what?
Yeah, it is. The shit. It ain't plastic. It's definitely metal. Yeah.
So, you said that you came through with getting stealth bombed by Junk asking you to jump in, eh? So
yeah, so Junk definitely did the handoff. Like Snack, shout out to Snack the Ripper. Snack's a really good dude. He's a super dope rapper, super dope artist.
Very dope graffiti artist too.
No, I've heard that's how he actually started out.
Yeah, he did.
With hip hop.
Yeah, well, back in the day when he was still making music, when we were like making music, then he was doing a lot of graffiti back then, but like the graffiti was like to his videos and shit a lot of the time.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, it's an element of hip hop. I mean, he has a few elements to it. So
for sure. And you know what? Like it's shout out to Junk too, because you know what? Like I mean, not to say that Snack loves my stuff and he's a big supporter, but I don't feel like I was on his radar in the sense that he's just a really busy guy, and I don't think he had known too much of my stuff. And I know Junk had a big hand in playing that part, which was getting me on the roster. Like he basically said, because he knew what I was capable of, and Junk was basically vouching for me. He was like to Snack, he's like, look, he's like, if you want the best of the best on your label, and you like, because he's revamping the label, he had some people that fell through. You have some good old time homies that are still rocking on the label with them, but they wanted some fresh faces. They wanted some new rebranding. They were revamping the Stealth Bomb, right? So he's like, yo, my guy, Young Stitch, he's like, honestly, he was like, if you want to revamp the label, he's like, this guy, he's a free agent right now and could definitely do some, some work for you. And then once Snack got a hold of my stuff, all of a sudden I remember the day, I still remember the day where I went on Instagram and it was just like a bunch of stuff was liked by Snack. A bunch of stuff was commented on by Snack. Snack the Ripper follow, Snack the Ripper this, that. And I was just like, whoa, I was like, yo, what the hell, right? Because when someone brings up something that caliber to you, I just think they're talking. And I was like, what? If it happens, Junk, it happens. If not, we're gonna be homies either way. But yeah, fucking Snack came through with it, started hitting me up, and then one day I was going to an interview with my guy Reality, shout out to Reality, and I just randomly got a call from Snack. He's like, yo, it's Snack, and I was just like, yo, no way. I was like, yo, what up, bro? And he gave me the whole talk, and he's like, bro, I want you repping the label. He's like, I want to fly you out to Van. I want to film some videos for you guys, and that's sort of how it started. And now I'm a Stealth Bomb Records recording artist, so let's go.
There you go, man. It's all looking on the up and up for you. Everything seems like going well. I mean, we talk about the arts and stuff on the podcast, but like mental health wise, all the pressure, any pressure you've been feeling? Anything?
There's no more pressure than you can get than being an artist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's, we wear our hearts on our sleeve. We're artists. Like, so we create at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, if you're an artist, don't feel embarrassed that you care what people think, because I feel like even people like, I don't give a fuck what people think. Like, they're kind of bullshitting, because at the end of the day, we create stuff for people to take it in and for people to listen. So, it always hurts when people don't fuck with your stuff, or, this whole crabs in the bucket game of trying to succeed and blow up in music. It's definitely hard on the mind, and then you add COVID in, and now it makes it impossible to do anything. It's impossible to perform. So being an artist right now is a tough gig.
Definitely.
It's a cutthroat business. And I mean, I'm doing really, really well now. I mean, on the grand scheme of things, of course, I've barely broken the tip of the iceberg, but I mean, it's taken many years to get where I'm at. Like, I do all right financially off music now, but what people don't see is this, because you can vouch for, we've been rocking it together. How long ago was it when we did our track?
It's probably like going 10, 11 years.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
I've been doing
and I was just cracking the cement at the time. Like,
that's
we were just
bro.
Putting out consistent tracks. Like, didn't matter. It was just jacking for beats on SoundClick when I'm.
Bro, shout outs to SoundClick. Yo, some people are so new, they don't even know what SoundClick is.
I know.
SoundClick, and people don't know SoundClick. I'm like, yo, you don't know SoundClick, dog?
They're like, you mean SoundCloud? I'm like, nope. I mean
no. SoundCloud didn't come till way later, bro. SoundClick was like my babysitter. SoundClick raised me. Like, I would spend hours scrolling through the top 50, top 100 producers, and then going through their pages to find the beats and shit.
Yeah, always Anno Dominion shit.
Yes. Shout outs to Anno Dominion.
Johnny Giuliano.
Yo, Johnny Giuliano. Oh man, I still have.
It'd be the same top 10 every week.
It's true, and Lord knows how many people were rapping rapping on the same beat you were. But like that's what it was, that's what it was. But yeah, as far as mental health goes, I mean, I tell you what, I call Instagram the highlight reel, meaning like people see your Instagram page and they just assume like it's all, bananas and pajamas and you're doing amazing. And it's like, you know what? Everybody posts the dope shit. Nobody posts the downtimes. Nobody posts when their fucking car dies or they got to go to work and bend metal all day. No one's trying to see that shit, right? Everyone just wants to see the Louis Vuitton and the Gucci belts and the sitting in the convertible, bumping tunes and acting like you're a rock star. When the fact is 90% of these guys aren't. Like, that's not how it goes, right? There's not, unless you're making a lot of money in music, you're not really, you're barely surviving off of it. So just don't hold your breath. Just do what I was just telling someone today is just do music for the right reasons. Do music because you want to create amazing music. Don't do it for anything other than that. If you're doing it to be a rock star, if you're doing it for the lifestyle and shit, you're not going to get where you want to get. And even if you do, it won't last long. And that's what I always say.
You're right. And it's definitely probably a lot on people's mental too when it comes down to there's so much comparisons going on these days. Like everybody sounds like somebody and somebody sounds like everybody.
Yeah.
So, like people get detoured off that, but like, I mean, your sound's been distinctive for a while, so there's no really comparison when it comes down to like.
Trust me, and you know what? I still get the generic, like I get the Eminem comparisons, and that happens all the time because white high pitched tone.
And because you could do some fucking wordplay, like.
Yeah, so I always get the Eminem shit, and I'm just like, I'm like, and shout out to Eminem, like I mean, he's obviously a legend and obviously played a big part in my come up, but I mean.
Yeah, you still beat him out in Canada, though, so fuck him.
For a couple days I did. Thanks.
But, it's definitely been a while since we spoke, so, like, catching up with all your work, like, it's not easy. There's a lot of stuff you've dropped in a long period of time, man. So
I tell you what, I didn't slow down. In fact, like, every year it was a snowball effect. So every year just got more and more involved. I like till this moment, like I've never been so busy in my life, and honestly I love it. Honestly, I don't see myself ever stopping, and I feel like that's part of the reason why I'm successful is because again I don't do it for the wrong reasons. I do it because at the end of the day, whether one person listens or 1 million, I don't give a fuck because I just want to make dope music. I just thoroughly enjoy creating, and I hear a next beat and I still get inspired, and it makes my hair stand, and I want to just crush it. You know what I mean? And
it's exactly like I said to someone in a previous interview for the podcast that like it's like because it's to deal with like mental health and everything too. So I was like, I don't care if one person hears it and gets help for it or if there's 100 people. Like I don't really give a shit about the numbers and all that. Like
that's it.
It'd be a lot better if they're a little higher, but like at the same time, I'm not really worried about it. Like people have already reached out, so like I'm doing what I set out to do. But I mean, I'm planning on getting back into the studio myself. I just don't know when. But
so like my interview time now. So so when you ever get interviewed on your own interview, it's my turn. So
go for it.
So why'd you no, I'm not gonna say quit. Why'd you take a hiatus? Because I don't just throw this around often, but you were dope. Like when you were doing your thing, you were good. Like we were both on a similar path. You were doing your thing. You were sick with it. You weren't like a whack rapper at the time. You were good, and we were young. Like
I grew up in the mixtape days, so I was still doing I still was coming off like Dipset and like listening to camera.
You're like my age, right?
31.
31. Yeah, I'm 30. So like I'm about to be. But yeah. So we're the same age. So like it was unheard of when we started. I'm sure you can vouch for this. Nowadays, everybody's a rapper. Do you remember in our day when no one was a rapper? Like, do you remember when you go to a place and people would be like, yo, you're a rapper? And it was like this, like, we'd either get clowned for it because we were white rappers and people would be like, haha, we got a rapper here. Oh,
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, you're a rapper? Like,
I know what you mean. Yeah. No, I just ended up stopping because I was just going through my, like, own mental health shit, and I went through just a rough patch, and I just kind of like got rid of my whole catalog on a stupid move, and then it's just taking me some time to get back to the level where I want to like peek my head out and see what I could do. I mean, I've been writing the whole time I've been gone, so it's not like I've stopped writing or anything. I've written
okay,
stuff,
so like, you're kind of stockpiling, like you got stuff
ready. Yeah, like if I wanted to go to the studio tomorrow, I could drop an EP times like 6 if I wanted to.
I love that.
So that's why I have like different tracks for different moods, but like when it came to me and you, when we did music, we're always on that like more aggressive like punchline with wordplay metaphor thing, and like that's still how I see myself rapping. I can't do the whole new melodic thing, like
New York style. Like you're very you still like a nice boom bap beat that you can like.
Yeah, exactly. And I just found a dope Ukrainian producer actually who makes some fucking wicked boom bap beats, and it's cheap to pay for Ukrainian beats. So
it reminds me of that scene in Eurotrip where they're like in Eastern Europe, and he tips them like a dot or a nickel or something. He's like, a nickel. He's like I'm gonna open my own hotel and shit.
Definitely, yeah. But yeah, no, he's like, if you buy one beat, I'll give you the second one free. I'm thinking like $200, and I'm like, all right, how much? He's like $25. I'm like Canadian.
So
like I'm just gonna buy an album off like.
That's lit.
So I was like, all right, yeah, and then, but yeah, I just kind of just took my own break, going through like my own rough patches and shit, and then I was watching the scene from afar, and like not much has changed in Ottawa for the most part.
So you're based out of Ottawa, I do recall.
Yeah, I'm in Ottawa still, yeah.
Who are some big Ottawa rappers that you fuck with?
Justin Diamond's still one of my favorites out. Anybody that we're messing with back in the day that are where they are now, then it's still all the same people, really. Like I have like Justin Diamond, there's Swisha T's dope.
Swish, Sharon, King Khan.
Yeah.
Your favorite light-skinned, dynamic. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Ottawa's got some spitters, man, and it's crazy.
They do.
Like Ottawa gets.
But a lot of them are all OGs now. So like
so
the younger
who's the next wave of Ottawa rappers? Like who's the next? Because exactly like you said, like
bro, dead ass.
We're almost getting to the OG age. We're almost at the OG age.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you who's coming up. I just because they're all too like in that whole stick to their own pack thing, and they don't want to branch out. And I can't mess with people who don't like branching out. So like,
yeah,
you know, like you're not gonna get anywhere just staying in that same group, because it's either gonna like crumble or it's just not gonna go the way you want. You're gonna either fight over money, like, you know what I mean? It happened with me, like my B&A group. The whole situation just dissolved. So like I'm speaking from experience, but these new kids that are starting out and shit, they don't want to branch out, and they're like.
There's a lot of egos,
There's a lot of disrespect too to the people who like made the scene or like helped build the scene around them and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that even in Toronto too. Like I feel like there's a lack of respect for the OGs. I feel like just the newer generation, not to shit them, because there's a lot of dope new talent. I'm kind of the opposite in a way that I fuck with everything. Like my new style, like I do everything from boom bap to trap hop to R&B to freaking EDM. I've literally done everything. Like I don't like to box myself in, but I have noticed with a lot of the younger generation, I'm not going to say everyone, because you get some cool cats, man. You get some young kids that really got good heads on their shoulders and shit. But there's a lot of the new school generation that just, there's no respect for the OGs that paved the way for them. Like there really is, like, these guys drop a 1-2 hit that goes viral on TikTok or something, and like they think like all of a sudden the world owes them something. And it's like, bro, you lucked out because you're in a generation where everyone's in everyone's faces all the time because social media is king, and fucking it's never been so easy to go viral. So you kind of luck out being from this generation, right? But we're from the days of MySpace. Like, remember MySpace, bro?
Had to have a top 8.
Always pay homage to the people before us. I have tremendous respect for the people that gave us these opportunities to do what we do. And I feel like a lot of the younger generation doesn't hold that same status about it. You know what I mean? Like they drop a 1-2 thing that goes popular, get a couple bitches on the dick, and they're like, You need to play your cards right, and it's a nasty game, bro. Like you can burn bridges like crazy. Like, look at Toronto hip hop right now. Like everything under like the Drake, Tory Lanez like bubble, like everything below that, like it's a mess because everyone's killing each other, everyone's shooting each other. You know what? No one wants to see each other win, bro. And it's a stupid fucking game because, like, look, if you
that's what's happening here, too. They're just letting off rounds. And that's what Fortunato said the other day. He said the same thing when I asked him to describe the hip-hop scene in Toronto as an artist and as a person. He said that, like, he's like, anybody post-Drake or, like that gets up to that level and it's about to make it, ends up going to jail or getting just shredded on the streets.
There's a weird line there where it's like once you hit that level, you're in the like even like you're at the NAV, the 88 glam, like that kind of level, which is a little below it, but you still get the dick ride. You still get the people that are like, oh no, this is the truth, this is the truth. but everything underneath it, like it just kind of, it's like a free for all. It's like a battle royale, and it's like we should be helping each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if everyone's got outlets, like, do you guys not understand the importance of networking? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, networking is the biggest part of hip hop. You guys can take each other's fan bases and utilize each other's fan bases. No, instead people are like, yo, you're from West End, I'm from East End, bah bah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a stupid way to think. And if you look at Atlanta's the polar opposite of us. What do? They boost each other up.
Yeah. That's been episode 6 of On the Line With. I'm your host, Hanley. Today I've been on the line with Young Stitch. Thanks to all the listeners and to all the new listeners tuning in. I appreciate it, and thank you and welcome. And I hope to catch you all in a couple weeks for episode 7.
Why do they choose to ignore us? Italian, they tried to deport us, crossing the borders without any papers in hand. Just a dream that we couldn't afford, but we waited outside in the cold. Stand with my brothers, the government trying to control us. All of these figures, they worship a racist. We knocking down all of the statues before us. What do you claim is important and what is a lie? I'm vying to find what the meaning of life is. Tell me we different, but preaching just like us. Swear that this feeling is priceless. I put my dreams in a vice grip. This is what life is. We should be learning together. Not come from a planet that's filled up with different races and try to determine who's better. BLM all on my sweater. I'm fighting for Regis. I'm fighting for George. Maybe I'm white, but I'll fight for the rights of your people with blood on my knife and my sword. Christopher called it exploring. All he was doing was claiming the land that belonged to the Lord. Raping and pillaging villages filled up with natives who offered us help from abroad. This ain't the arrogance that I want in my lifeline. I'm not comparing to what you see in your lifetime. This is why they burying any truth that we might find. This for anybody that think that Jesus a white guy. Watch me as I ride in the streets. Molotov cocktails flying at police. Don't tell me what I'm fighting for in peace when I'm out here staring in the eyes of the beast, man.
That's some real shit. I remember when I was 7 years old and my mom was throwing rocks and Molotov cocktails at motherfucking police vans and neo-Nazis rioting in the streets in Berlin, man. That's the type of shit I grew up with. Real facts. Look it up. Let's go.
You can trace me to ancient Sumerians. They're running out of patience and places to bury us. Self-separate, use hatred as barriers. They try to say this, you threw shade on my character. We need more than change in America. We can't just pray for a miracle. Screaming gang, gang, yeah, I'm hearing you. But what the fuck you say to air raids in Assyria? The fuck we say to First Nation Americans? Church take everything to race and heritage. What we gonna say to these banks, y'all terrorists? I'm the red Banksy, I'm painting a narrative. I don't do astrology, but I do think we need age of Aquarius. Look it up, there's some real shit tapping in, conversations curing up. I've been screaming, fuck these pages and acronyms. Not for no reason, my family been anarchists. Hatred that I made was anti-establishment. Cause I'm sick of this shit, actually stand for shit. Like the activist Kaepernick. I was raised a Catholic Anglican. Using this platform, a white rapper cancel him. Science first, religion, Nazareth of Nazareth. I'm a product of the underground punk scene. Mainstream media in it, I'm never trusting. Egalitarianism should not be luxury. We need that shit in the system in every country. Shit, watch mama ride in the street. Molotov cocktails fired at police. And tell me what I ain't fighting for is peace. I was fighting 93, I was 7 with the lines versus sheep. Yeah.